Hello, everyone, and welcome to the course. As you probably know by now, I didn't want to waste time in course going over the syllabus and the requirements of the course. I'd just be talking, and I thought I could do it more efficiently by just releasing this video. So, this video will talk a little bit about what the course is about, but especially just make sure that we're on the same page in terms of readings, requirements, and grades. This is Intellectual Heritage 51, the first two sequence course on intellectual heritage. My name is Dan Tui, Daniel Tui, and I put my contact info here at the top of the syllabus on the Canvas site. Feel free to call me anytime, you know, anytime to talk about the course. My office hours are by appointment, but I'm available through remote sessions whenever anybody would like to talk about the course. I'm not going to go through the course description. I want you to read this course description. I'm trying to be very honest about what kind of course this is and how its history plays into the kind of course that it is now, and my notions about what the course should be, what we'll be doing. I'll go through the course requirements a little bit later. Let's move right to what we'll be reading for the course. And can I just say that word again? Reading. Read. The course is about reading. That's where it all starts. Um, Serious students read the books. Non-serious students don't, and some of the non-serious students manage to do okay in the course by faking it. But that's a risky decision. That is what I'm saying is that if you want to get through the course without reading any of the books, then good luck. But it'll be much easier, much easier go of things if you actually read the books, and you'll only do well if you read the books. These are the readings, these seven works. As you'll probably know, I handed out something on the first day, which is different. I've also ordered the books, they're in the bookstore. And if reading is the basis of the course and the basis of your success in the course, you've got to read. And my best advice is to buy the books and take them somewhere quiet and read them. And that'll really do a lot for you doing well in this course. But being realistic about the way that students feel about buying books these days, I've also provided them in electronic form. I mean, I'll be using hard copies. Just remember that you can't use your laptop or cell phone or anything in class. So I think you're better off having a physical copy of the book. I just think it's always better. But just keep that in mind that you will not be able to use your laptop or your cell phone in the course at any time. So these are the books we'll be reading. Wally Shawn's play, The Designated Mourner, Walter Miller's classic science fiction novel, A Canticle for Leibowitz, Stefan Zweig's memoir of growing up in Vienna and being a European intellectual before the First World War and between the wars, The World of Yesterday. Octavia Butler's 90s speculative fiction novel, Parable of the Sower. The Tao Te Ching, the founding or basic text of Chinese civilization. The Epic of Gilgamesh, which is an ancient, what would you call it, Babylonian, Sumerian text, a long poem about the hero Gilgamesh. And then a contemporary work called Collected Schizophrenias. All of these books, some of them are PDFs, which are just available, on the site. You just download them. Some of them are at archive.org. The only complication is that you have to establish a free account with archive.org in order to access the text. So I already have a free account, so I just hit borrow for an hour, and I can read it for an hour, and you can just renew it continually. Internet Archive is a very reputable site. There's no purchase of anything involved. You don't have to leave your credit card or anything. You just have to establish an account, and you get to read a bunch of books in their lending library. So if you want to read it for free online, you have to establish an account at Internet Archive. If you don't want to read it for free online, buy it in the bookstore. This is just really a courtesy to you, giving you links to where you can find it for free. So I want people to read. I'll tell you that it's just really boring talking to people who haven't read. They don't, really participate in class, and they have nothing to say. But once students start reading the books, we realize how great they are, and how intrinsically interesting they are, and how much there is to talk about. So number one is read. These are our books. We'll be talking about them all semester long. And it's part and parcel of the course. This is the course, reading these books. Let's take a look at the syllabus just so we have a notion of what the requirements for the course are. Again, read the course description. Attendance is required. My idea is that any student can miss 3 classes for any reason. After that, it will begin to affect your grade. So figure on having 3 absences and no more, because once you have your 4th absence, I'll begin deducting points from your grade, and it will affect your final grade. If you miss more than 9 classes, which is 3 weeks of the course, you need to withdraw because you won't be able to pass. So if you are not the kind of person who can make it to class, you should find another class you need to attend. And that's very strict. If you miss more than 9 classes, you can keep coming. I mean, I can't keep you from coming to class. You paid for it, but you won't be able to pass. So I want everybody to be clear on that. There's 3 absences that everybody gets for free. After that, it begins to affect your grade. If you miss more than 3 weeks of class for any reason, it could be a health reason. I mean, you got to you got to be realistic about your work. If you don't show up for class for weeks at a time for any reason, you're not doing it. So you should withdraw. So that's real. The attendance policy is real. Class participation is just the idea that I expect every student to participate regularly in class. That is not an official grade. That is just the way I go as a teacher and how I relate to students. What I really don't like is people using electronic devices in class, because what they're basically saying is that they can't be bothered. So that also includes like doing work for other classes. I don't do that in my class. You got to be there, paying attention, participating, engaging. And engagement is kind of like the byword here. Sorry if I was not on the right page. So class participation is important. Here's the attendance policy. It's all in the syllabus. In-class essays, very important. We'll spend a lot of time on each one of the books, but then when we're done, we'll take a day in which we don't have a reading, but we have an in-class essay assignment. As I say here, after completing each book, there will be a day devoted to the composition of an in-class essay on that book. There will be no set topic. The requirement is that you write an essay on the book based upon some idea of your own that you have about the book. It will be a graded essay. It has to be good. It doesn't have to be about anything in particular about the book. It has to be about your ideas about the book. Some student will always say, well, it's just our ideas. I can agree. No, your ideas about the book. So if you know the book well and you've been thinking about it, you'll write a good essay. If you don't know the book and you haven't been thinking about it, you'll write a bad essay, even though they're just your opinions. They're just not really very relevant or interesting because they're not really about the book. So what am I looking for? Originality, thoughtfulness, a demonstrated grasp of what's going on in the book. These are the chief things that I'll be looking for in these essays. So you should, as long as you know the book and you've thought about it and you have something to say, you should do really well. In addition to these in-class essays, there will be a final exam at the end during exam week, in which as I say, it will be a mix of short answer questions, which are meant to ensure that you have a firm reading knowledge of the text, and essay questions, which ask for your opinion, basically more mini essays. and it will also be graded. And there will be a final essay at the end, an at-home essay. At the end of the course, a 4-page or 1,000-word essay, you will be asked to assess the books as a whole. As you weigh in a general way, you'll assess the kind of things you'll be reading. In a sense, it will be an evaluation of the course itself. And so, like, what do I think of this course? What do I think of these books as a whole? Do I approve or disapprove? What do I think of it as a course? We'll talk more about it. But that's a basic idea. So those are all of the requirements. The total should be 60 points, and your grade for the course will be a percentage of how many of the available points you actually score, which is, how many points you get from assignments minus how many points you may lose from excessive absences. But this is just the standard thing. 93% and above is an A, 99.2 is an A minus, etc. So again, these are not points here, 93 to 100. This is percentage. So it's percentage of the 60 points. I will be using the Grade Center, so you'll be able to monitor how you're doing in the course as we go along. So that's about it. I don't want to talk too much about the themes of the course right now. That'll be, something we'll do in class. And read my little course description here if you want to get a sense of how I approach it. I hope you got an idea of what we'll be doing in the course. I want to say again, I want to reiterate that you can contact me at any time. I like having student meetings, especially by cell phone or by, remote video. But you can call me anytime to talk about the course. Absolutely okay. I welcome it.